The Challenge Athletes Foundation continues its special work here in San Diego and all around the country. And joining us this morning to tell us about the important work are a co-founder of the CAF, Bob Babbitt, and CAF athlete, Sarah Bettencourt. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Always a pleasure to see you, buddy. And I knew you guys would connect, being helicopter guy, helicopter woman, and I was like, you're gonna like this story.
Yeah. I don't even know, I've read your bio, I don't even know where to start, but let's start with you marry your high school sweetheart.
Yes.
He wants to go to the Naval Academy. You said, okay, I'm going too.
Well, let me clarify something. So I was working as a first mate on a deep sea fishing boat in Ocean City, Maryland. And my husband, well, my boyfriend at the time, Matt, he gets on the boat and my captain's asking where we want to go to college. And he says all the academies, Naval Academy, West Point. And the captain looks at me, well, where do you want to go? And I said, oh, MIT, Stanford. And the captain says, well, it's a good thing you're not applying to the academies. You'd never make it. Ooh. Challenge accepted. So I then turned around, went to candidate weekend, learned all about it, fell in love with not only the structure, but all the opportunities that it provided, and was like, I'm going. So yes, so Matt and I actually both were accepted to the Naval Academy from the same high school in Maryland, which is very, very rare.
So you end up training helicopters. So tell it, go from there.
Yes, so I was flying helicopters with the Marine Corps, and I remember like it was yesterday. It was a beautiful sunny day, and all of a sudden I hear as my engine starts to fail. But no problem, I got it, go through my emergency checklist. Turned out that my hand was unintentionally turning off the fuel flow like a motorcycle throttle to my own engine.
On your collective?
On my collective.
Okay.
I'm like, oh my God, fix that, continue flying. Go to land on the boat to practice, get a beam in the flight pattern, go to descend. Nothing happens. Let out more collective, nothing happens. I looked down and I had lost all control of my left arm. It was wrapped up in my harness. It wasn't even on the flight controls at all.
Wow.
So hand the controls over, go to my flight docs, what's going on? Turns out I had lesions of inflammation in my brain that caused the corresponding parts of my body to stop working, which essentially means anytime, anywhere, anything could stop working. So I was forced to essentially medically retire from the Marine Corps as I continued to get worse and worse and worse. And I went from serving our country, making a difference in the world, following my dreams, everything I had worked for, to nothing.
Yeah. Nothing.
Okay.
I had lost everything.
So go ahead, because the
story's
great from there.
Well, what's amazing to me is then down, obviously dealing with depression, trying to figure out what to do next, finds sled hockey out of nowhere and makes a U.S. national team, and they win championships and do that. And when her sled hockey coach goes, you know, parasurfing, adaptive surfing might be something you might want to try. And now she's a 5-time world champion in that. But again, the power of sport. Your lowest moment, you don't know what's going to happen. And here's a person who played hockey when she was a kid. She's the only girl on her high school hockey team, right?
Wow.
All guys team. And then she surfed as a kid. And all of a sudden, these sports come back in her life, and really, I'll say it saved her life, I think.
100%. And it pulled me from that darkness because I didn't know how to reintegrate back into society. I didn't know how to get my life back on track. Yeah. And really, it was going to the Challenge Athletes Foundation's clinics.
Yes.
They are the ones who said, here, try this sport. Here, try this sport. Here, try it this way. You can adapt the equipment. You can adapt how you play the sport, but you have to adapt your mindset as well. Stop comparing yourself to former Sarah and find the new you.
Yeah.
And once that clicked, I was off and running.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Not only that, then she goes, so this sled hockey sport is cool. We don't have a team in San Diego. I think I'll start the San Diego Sled Dogs. Right. And so she starts this team, right? That becomes one of the best teams in the country, and people are still playing. And you know, and again, Sarah just won another world. And the doctors also said you'll never have children.
Oh, 100%.
2 boys.
Yep. In fact, they told me my brain scans were getting worse and worse, and they said, don't expect to live much of a life. Expect to just be in bed for the rest of your life. It's going to be degenerative, and don't expect much, is what they were telling me. And I turned around and I said, I don't accept that.
Well, and really, when I read the story, and when we've chatted about this before, that lowest moment when you were at home and Matt was on assignment, and you, all of a sudden, legs weren't working. All of a sudden, you realized, okay, to protect and you weren't looking for help at that point. So you low crawled into the bathtub.
Yeah.
And how long were you in that bathtub? Because she had a water source, and you were in that bathtub for how long?
I want to say at least a half a day. I kind of was in and out of consciousness, probably it could have been more, a day and a half. But you're right, I was not in the mental state to ask for help. I had neighbors, I had friends, I could have reached out, I could have screamed, and someone would come, but I'm a Marine, right? We were presented with a challenge and we solved the problem. We don't ask for help, we solve the problem. So that was all that was in my mindset. I hadn't been taught yet, I hadn't been shown how to ask for help. I hadn't been introduced to this amazing community that the Challenged Athletes Foundation helps support. I didn't know it was there. And I was so embarrassed and I was scared, I was afraid, and I just, all I was thinking about was survival. I need to survive this, I need to be able to drink water. That's all I was concerned about. And from there, it's been nothing but amazingness as I continue to get my life.
Had you surfed before?
I grew up recreationally, in Maryland. I used to go to Ocean City, Maryland, and Delaware and surf just for fun and had a good time.
You paddled out with Parker yet?
Oh yeah.
Parker and I, we surf all the time. He's on the U.S. para surf team with me.
Parker's awesome.
Parker's amazing. His whole family's amazing.
Yeah, they are.
The cool thing is to find out you're not alone.
Yes.
I think a lot of times when you, all of a sudden especially your disability is so unique, so rare, you think, oh my God, my life is over, I have nobody else. And then you find out, wait, sled hockey, doesn't matter what our limit is, everybody's playing. And everybody's adaptive surfing. Whatever, if you're prone or if you're standing, if you're an amputee, visually impaired, anybody can do sport. And it's just, what we try to do is provide the equipment and the support and that community. The community is a huge aspect of this.
Well, what's also the next level of it is you learn from all these other adaptive athletes. You learn, oh wait, how do you put your hair up with only one arm? How do you transfer and drive a car? How do you do how do you have a kid from a wheelchair position? Like all these things, you work with all these other athletes, but not only that, the caregivers and the families are now introduced to other families and caregivers. And that is a whole nother community level where they're able to support each other and heal. And that's the magic of it, right? You're part of this huge, giant family that helps you in whatever way possible. And you don't have to have the same disability. In fact, it's better when you're all different.
Right.
Because you're bringing all these different strengths and all these different experiences together.
So what's next for you?
Oh,
I know you were climbing. She was out rock climbing this weekend.
I'm really getting into paraclimbing. It's super fun. I am still helping manage the U.S. women's national sled hockey team. It is a Paralympic year, so we're going to be cheering on the men's team as they go for it, which is really great. And I love everything that our San Diego Ducks sled hockey program is doing. We have 3 teams. We're continuing to grow. We want to expand, get more teams in Southern California. But really, I'm just loving sport. I'm loving being outside. I'm loving provide opportunities. So I'm really getting into more and more and more sports to be able to give that opportunity to others in whatever way I can.
Paraclimbing is going into the Paralympics for the first time in 2028 here in LA.
Yes.
So you never know.
What is the website for our viewers?
Challengedathletes.org.
ChallengeAthletes.org. If you have need any information on that, this is the guy. Sarah, awesome meeting you.
Nice meeting you
Fellow
as well.
pilots.
Awesome
like
meeting you.
that.
That's awesome. Good for you.